Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo on Monday visited Kano State to sympathize with the people of the state over the last Thursday killing of travelers at Oromi town in the Essen Northeast local government area of Edo State, when some youths in the Edo community that have been experiencing incessant killings and abductions of the villages by suspected herders stopped a moving Dangote cement truck and found the travelers to be in possession of 19 locally fabricated guns, which some members of the public claimed the travelers were hunters traveling from Port Harcourt in Rivers State to Kano with the guns alleged to be licensed. This, the Nigeria police boss, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetoken, apparently dismissed the allegations that the Dane guns were licensed, and probably described the victims to be in possession of illegal firearms, and thus warned and directed anyone in possession of illegal firearms to surrender such to the nearest police station, and directed the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department FCID, Dig Sadiq Abubakar, to take over the case, with reports indicating that the 14 suspects arrested in connection to the mobbing and burning to death of the travelers, said to be 16 in numbers, may have been transferred to Abuja for police investigation. A video made available on Saturday indicated that the victims were buried at a cemetery in Oromi, with a background voice in the video saying the death toll rose to 19, suggesting some of the victims that were rushed to the hospital could not survive the attack. While the Edo State Governor visited Kano State, the Governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, and the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, in the state urged the government of Edo State to pay compensation to the families of the travelers mobbed and burned to death. Governor Yusuf, who spoke while hosting his Edo counterpart, Monday Okpebholo, called for the prosecution of the suspects and urged the state government to disclose their identities and compensate the families of the deceased. This is a serious tragedy that must not be overlooked. We expect prompt prosecution of the suspects and adequate compensation to the families affected by this act of brutality, Governor Yusuf stated. The Kano State branch of NBA, in a statement issued by its chairperson, Usman Fari, described the incident as a heinous act that must not go unpunished. The government of Edo State must take full responsibility for this tragic incident. Those involved must be prosecuted for murder, and the government must provide adequate compensation to the families of the victims, said Fari. We appreciate the maturity and patience of Kano residents for not resorting to retaliation or reprisal attacks. Justice must be pursued through legal and appropriate channels, the NBA added. Meanwhile, Governor Okpebholo, while speaking during the visit, condoled the government and people of Kano State and northwest Nigeria over the incident. I'm here to console the people of Kano State and the affected families. We are not happy with what happened. We are saddened by it. Okpebholo said he lived at Gyadi area in Kano State before, and narrated how he enjoyed tremendous support from the northern community during his electioneering. Governor Okpebholo had earlier visited the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, over the killings, and said 14 suspects arrested over the incident would be moved to the police force headquarters in Abuja to ensure a thorough investigation of the incident. After visiting the Deputy Senate President, Governor Okpebholo tweeted on his X social media handle and stated that, "Today, I visited the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barau Jibrin, at his residence in Abuja to reaffirm my commitment to ensuring justice for the tragic killings in Oromi, Edo State." So far, 14 suspects have been arrested and will be transferred to Abuja for further interrogation. This barbaric act is unacceptable, and both the Edo State government and the federal government, under the directive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are taking swift and decisive action to bring all culprits to book. We have also set up a committee to support the victims' families. Currently, I and my team are meeting with the Kano State Governor to further address concerns and strengthen peace efforts. Justice must be served. Edo State stands for peace, unity, and security. The Nigeria Police Force, in a statement issued at the weekend by the Force Public Relations Officer, Olumiyiwa Adejobi, indicated that the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokan has strongly condemned the violent mob action carried out against a group of travelers by a local vigilante group along the Oromi-Obajana Road in Edo State. The group of individuals, who were traveling in a truck and claimed to be hunters, were found in possession of 19 locally fabricated firearms when intercepted by the vigilantes, who were not satisfied with the excuse of being hunters to be in possession of such number of arms, concluded they were kidnappers. Regrettably, without allowing for due process or proper investigation into their claims, the vigilante group subjected some of them to unlawful mob justice, resulting in tragic consequences. In immediate response, the Edo State Police Command deployed operatives to the affected community, restoring law and order. So far, 14 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident, while a manhunt has been launched for other perpetrators involved in the mob action. The IGP has directed the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID, Dig Sadiq Abubakar, to take over the case and ensure a thorough, impartial, and expedited investigation. He assured the public that the Nigeria Police Force remains committed to upholding the rule of law and will not tolerate any form of unlawful killings or extrajudicial actions under any guise. The IGP further appeals for calm and urges members of the public to cooperate fully with the investigation. He emphasized that anyone found culpable will be made to face the full weight of the law. Additionally, while condemning the resort to jungle justice, the Nigeria Police Force reiterates that the unlawful possession of firearms remains a criminal offense under Nigerian law. Individuals in possession of unlicensed firearms are advised to report to the nearest police station to surrender such weapons or initiate the appropriate licensing process. The force warns the public to desist from taking the law into their hands and encourages the prompt reporting of suspicious activities to lawful authorities. The police statement ends in quote. Earlier, the Edo State Command of the Nigeria Police Force narrated how the incident occurred when the local vigilante group members intercepted a Dangote cement truck and found the travelers to be in possession of guns. In a statement issued by the police command spokesperson, Moses Yamu, indicated that the Edo State Police Command has condemned the killing of some armed travelers in a truck at Udu Nafandian community, along Oromi-Obajana Expressway, Edo State, on the 27th of March 2025. The incident occurred when the truck with registration number KKF 225XA coming from Port Harcourt, conveying 25 travelers from Alele, a suburb of Rivers State, was accosted by some vigilante group members at Oromi, and some of the travelers who found in possession of locally made Dane guns were arrested. While this was ongoing, some vigilante members raised an alarm of them being suspected kidnappers, which led some members and passersby in the community to attack and lynch 16 of the occupants while the truck conveying them was equally burnt. Police operatives attached to the Oromi division got wind of the incident and swiftly stormed the scene where 10 of the travelers were rescued, two of whom sustained various degrees of injuries and were rushed to a hospital where they are currently positively responding to treatment. In the course of investigations, 14 suspects have been arrested in connection with the crime, while an emergency meeting was convened with stakeholders and members of the community to address the situation. In the meantime, a unit of police mobile force personnel with other command tactical teams have been deployed to the area to forestall breakdown of law and order, while the Commissioner of Police reiterates the need for peaceful coexistence among various groups, and urges residents to remain calm and cooperate with the police as investigations continue. She also cautioned against any form of reprisal attacks or unlawful gatherings that may further escalate tensions. The Edo State Police Command statement ends in quote. The Benin Solidarity Movement, BSM, worldwide, has condemned the bearing of firearms by the travelers while condemning the jungle justice melted on them. The group in a statement signed by Curtis Egoso Ugbo, and Osahai Goodluck, President and Secretary of the Benin Solidarity Movement BSM worldwide, made available to newsmen in Benin City said that there are so many questions to be asked. According to the group, Those who are supporting the action of the travelers apprehended at Oromi should tell the whole world why they were bearing arms and entering Oromi with arms, adding whether the action of the gunmen is not a premeditated plan to invade Oromi and its neighboring communities. They also urged the supporters of the gunmen whether Dangote trucks conveying the gunmen is a passenger vehicle. Also let them explain whether southerners living in the northern part of the country can carry firearms illegally. Why did they refuse to submit themselves to search when the vigilantes wanted to search them, but rather stabbed one of the vigilantes instead of submitting to the search? Why were they carrying arms into Oromi? What is the guarantee that they were not coming to invade Oromi and other communities in Edo State? While calling on the politicians who they alleged to be supporters of the gunmen to refrain from making inflammatory statements, they called on the security agencies to investigate the alleged supporters of the gunmen accosted at Oromi with a view to determining their involvement or collaboration with kidnappers and bandits that are now invading communities in Edo State, and called on Oromi people to be vigilant as some unscrupulous elements may want to invade the community under the guise of reprisal. We had reported that the men of the Nigeria police force have arrested a 27-year-old man, Udi Ebewa, for killing and cutting off the head of a 43-year-old man, Adobo Lawrence, who live in the same Ebuatubu quarters with him when the victim was returning from burial ceremony at 1 o'clock midnight, according to the state-owned television station, Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS, for the purpose of money ritual, which, luck ran against him when police and vigilante members on patrol intercepted him. He ran, abandoning the polythene bag containing the fresh human head, and he was subsequently arrested after the security operatives gave him a chase. We had reported that another set of Edo farmers, named Lucky Salami and Julius Aroa, have been macketed to death at Ewere community in the Etsako West local government area of Edo State by attackers, the villagers suspected to be Fulani herdsmen, days after suspected herders killed other farmers in the state at Era, Gov Okpebholo among others, with the kinsman of the current senator representing Edo North, who was once the governor of the state, Comrade Adams Oshiomole, calling on the government to rescue them from Fulani herdsmen they claimed are responsible for the frequent attacks both on lives and the destructions of their farmlands in the Edo North senatorial district, often known as Afemi land. We had reported that the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo, has blamed militants and herders over the killing of 24 persons in Maidoti, Belamonte among other 5 villages in the Ovia South West local government area and Okpebholo in the Etsako East local government area of Edo State, says he has deployed more troops to the affected communities, with 8 news media showed on-the-spot assessment video footage of some residents fleeing the communities, just as another report indicated that a little boy was also killed on Friday at Eguere Arua in the Essen Central local government area of the state. We had reported that the immediate past governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has sent some words of sympathy to the people of Okpebholo community in the Etsako East local government area of Edo State following the killing of 2 persons, Batamu Philip aka Ebo and Christopher Bello, by suspected herdsmen on Monday, calling on the state governor, Monday Okpebholo, and other authorities responsible for the security of the state to act swiftly, just as the council chairperson in charge of the local government, Benedicta Ito, raised alarm that if the state government fails to act fast, the entire North Ibi people may be wiped out by the suspected Fulani herders, with another report of the head of the vigilante group in Era community in the Owen East local government area of the state, Victor Ojendigbe, also killed in cold blood by attackers suspected to be Fulani herdsmen. Previously, we reported that the Edo State Command of the Nigeria Police Force has confirmed the killing of 7 persons on Friday during a communal clash between the people of Belamonte and Maidoti communities in the Ovia South West local government of Edo State, with the police also arresting a member of the Edo State vigilante group who shot dead and set ablaze a victim he falsely accused of being a thief out of malice due to misunderstanding the vigilante member had with the deceased, just as the new Commissioner of Police, Anek Penotomedian, subjects police personnel in the state to retraining.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.